Manitoba's new NDP Premier has joined the chorus calling on these Liberals to pause the carbon tax. After 8 long years, everyone knows that this Prime Minister is just not worth the cost, and his Liberal MPs in Winnipeg are failing Manitobans. Yesterday, the member for Winnipeg North could have voted to take the tax off and keep the heat on for Manitobans, but instead he voted to leave his constituents out in the cold. And now these Liberals want to quadruple the carbon tax. Why does the member from Winnipeg North always follow orders from his Prime Minister at the expense of his own constituents?
The Honourable Minister for Natural Resources.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As I've said a number of times, this is a policy that is about addressing affordability for folks who actually are suffering from the fact that heating oil is a much more expensive way to heat your home. We do this in a manner that actually will enable us to continue the fight against climate change and help folks in the long term with affordability concerns. I would tell you that we have had discussions with the Government of Manitoba. I look forward to being able to move forward on a joint basis with the Government of Manitoba, and I'm pleased to see the Government in Manitoba actually recognize the existence of climate change, something that the Honourable Opposition does not do.
The Honourable Member from Provencher.
After 8 years, we now have the socialists, the separatists, and this Prime Minister who's just not worth the cost. They're all part of this costly carbon tax coalition that is leaving Canadians out in the cold. The Rural Affairs Minister recently told Manitobans that if they wanted a tax break, they had to elect more Liberals. Well, guess what? The folks in St. Boniface, St. Vital did elect a Liberal, and they're still paying the carbon tax. Yesterday, he had a chance to vote to keep the tax off and the heat on for his constituents. Why did that member choose to leave the members of St. Boniface, St. Vital in the cold?
The Minister is standing up. If the Minister wishes to answer this question, the Minister certainly can. The Minister for Environment and Climate Change.
We're talking, Mr. Speaker, so I was sitting. I'm a Liberal and a proud socialist, Mr. Speaker, but this reminds me of a certain quote from Prime Minister Harper, who talked about the fight against climate change as a socialist plot. That's what the Conservative Party, and here it is, you have it again, Mr. Speaker. They do not believe that climate change is an issue. They do not believe we should do anything about it. They oppose electrification of transportation. They oppose deals like Volkswagen, Stellantis, and Nordvolt. They oppose wind development off the shores of Newfoundland and Nova Scotia, Mr. Speaker. They have no plan to fight climate change. They have no plan for the economy. They have no plan for the future of Canada.